Well, welcome back to another Optimize the Prime podcast, where we're encouraging you to become the hero of your own transformation. And I have with me my good friend Nasheed. Come on, say hi, Nasheed.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. And thanks, Azina, for inviting me
Oh, that's right. You are my guest now, aren't you?
because you have a lot of stories to tell. And I told you, like, I'll be the listener at that time. So
You're,
yeah, eventually,
you're gonna.
eventually, yeah.
I'm gonna.
Yeah. No worries. No worries. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for your time. And yeah, looking forward to hear a lot of good stories and yeah, sharing experiences.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So today our topic is about scarcity mindset, right? And I like to think of, I mean, there's so many different experiences that can contribute to scarcity, but before we get into that topic heavily, I want our audience to understand, like, what are some things that we are doing that is stepping out of our comfort zone as well. I am in Florida and it is 1:30 on a Saturday. And for you, I'm sure it's in the middle of the night, and we're still taking time to communicate and expand beyond our comfort zone. Even though there's more things that we can expand out of our comfort zone, I think there's not a lot of people who are going to wait up until midnight to have a conversation with someone on a Saturday or a Sunday, to fuel their passions and their dreams. So share a little bit about what it's costing you to, or what it's taking, or the sacrifices that you're willing to make for this to happen.
Yeah, absolutely right. Yeah. So see the time zone, it's different, but the passion of work still continues. And and how we can leverage this time and this period of like the eagerness of learning and everything. So the point I was thinking like I want to be a CEO in my 40s, right? And I don't find any areas how to reach and everything and others. You can dream of it, right? And
Mhm.
but there are a lot of noises. There are a lot of areas, and even that period of time when you think about the little girl thinking the plane, not the ship, the aircraft carrier, right? It's a boat, right?
Yeah,
And you want to go back and talk to that little girl like, hey, see, that's what I am right now.
yeah,
So eventually, back in my days, I when I think well, I was thinking like how to become the CEO of the companies and everything and others, but that period of time I didn't have any experience and experience what the thing or the people will do and others. So main growth happens when I left my comfort zone. And I'm sure we will talk more about the comfort zone part.
yeah,
What's stopping you with that?
yeah,
And that's really happened. And that's the main part. So
yeah,
not every time you need to leave your comfort zone, but you need to challenge yourself.
yeah,
Like you want to go from point A to point B, and you need to challenge yourself. And that's my friend, like I was thinking that period of time, and I'm still thinking that a lot of people are not taking that challenges. Not
yeah,
everyone has to leave the job and start doing something, or maybe you can create something in between your job and the passion. And a lot of people don't have the passion. I see a couple of people, and they are very good in music, they're very good in painting, but they lost hope in
yeah,
the period of time,
yeah,
thinking something, right? The families, life, relationship, or the money. We will talk about it. And I know
yeah.
you're the one, and I know you're smiling, right? So when I talk about the financial one, the relationship one, like, yeah,
Mhm.
she's the good, right? Yeah. So that's
Thank
that's the message to the audience, right? So I think uh, you need to challenge in your career path,
you.
in your life to become a one. And definitely you will face a lot of consequences, noises, pushback, all
Yeah,
right? But you need to grow what you want to be.
yeah,
And the people who achieve their own targets, definitely they are doing something, and that's why they're here right now.
yeah,
What about you?
yeah. I I I agree to when it comes to following your dreams and pushing yourself beyond your limits and out of your comfort zone, that is, and I think I'm heading into the scarcity mindset of it all. That's that fear plays a big part in it. And when I think about I was when I think about the moment fear really showed up that I recognized it, and I didn't know what to do with it at the time. I just now looking back on it, I can see clearly how that fear had stopped me. I think I was about 16 or 17, and I was living in New York, and I got a letter in the mail that said, it was just like an ad that if you wanted to be a psychologist, you can go to online school, distance learning. And that was very, very new at that time. This was like in 1990 something. I don't remember. Um, so I was so excited about that because I was like, at that age, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was in such survival mode. I just felt like I'm gonna work and give my mom money because we came to this country and I saw how hard it was for her to work. And and I felt like, that's what you're supposed to do as a the oldest child in the family or even the child in the family. You really help your parents get their finances together so you grow together and you do everything together. That's kind of the mindset that I had. So I really wanted to do this psychology online, and I shared that with someone, and I don't think they were intentional, or maybe they didn't know, but in that moment I felt laughed at, mocked, and I think the words I said was like, "You're getting scammed. You're letting people scam you. This is a scam." And so I let that feel like, now when I think about it, that moment, it just felt like my dreams were crushed. Like I was excited about something and I wanted to make it work, but instead I was met with, "It's not going to work, and you're kind of dumb for even thinking it." Now those weren't the words, but that's what I felt. So I gave up. I felt like in that moment, I just gave up on myself. I agreed to have an arranged marriage. I decided that, maybe the life for me is to be a stay-at-home mom, and I just kind of like went along with that. And that's how I lived my life from then until maybe, well, 6 years ago, I had no choice but to step into a different version of me. Life forced me to become someone else. And when I say someone else, I actually mean more of me that I didn't know was there. But that really crushed my dreams, and I didn't believe in myself at all. It stopped me from everything. And my brother, I noticed that he was more of had an entrepreneurial spirit, and I can see like ways he would communicate with me to kind of help me go to that mindset too. But I was in such survival mode, like, no, I have to work. I have to make sure that the bills are paid, and I attach so much of my worth to just getting through day by day. And I think that was just, being stuck in survival mode for so long. But at the core of it was I was scared. I was terrified. I didn't know what to do. Most of the times, or even right now, when I'm scared to do something, it's not nowadays, it's not because I don't believe in myself. It's more like I don't know what actions to take or what steps to take because I feel like I might be doing it wrong, and then that stops me. But that's still scarcity mindset, which is why now I just if I feel scared, I embrace it and I'm gonna go for it. But to get to that switch, it took a lot of mental challenges. It took a lot of understanding what my limiting beliefs are, understanding where that core wound even came from. And I will tell you, I I feel like when you have an entrepreneurial spirit and it becomes the mindset, the fear that you face that's within yourself, and the fear that I had to face within myself, it was really fear of rejection, fear of abandonment, fear of caring about what other people think about me, fear of not having enough, fear of leading, fear, oh, and charging people. I think it's one of the biggest ones, right? Because it's like I have that. Most recently, I reached out. I feel like I'm rambling, and I apologize. Most recently, I reached out to someone, and I felt like this community could really use my book because they were there for me they didn't know how the capacity that they were there for me, but they were there for me when I was at my lowest and I didn't know how to come out. Like I was drowning. And so I felt like this book that I wrote really gives family the opportunity to have a deeper connection, and it's how we break generational cycles. It's, how we bring in more awareness and really have true connections. So I reached out and I was like, hey, I'd really like to just give a few women these books. And their response was, if we let everybody offer their book, then we have to do it for, if we let one person, we have to do it for everyone. And I understood that. But the second comment was, everyone's trying to make a quick buck. And I was like, oh, that is the fear that's held me back from being an entrepreneur and getting over the fear of charging for my services. And to hear that, right, it was like it took me back to the moment of worth and where I attached my worth to that. And I feel like when it comes to stepping into there's a fear of rejection, first of all. That one comes up right away. But then there's the imposter syndrome. That also comes in to like, that's worth. Like, how can I not believe that I'm worth this? How can I not believe that I'm being guided to do something different and put something different into the world? We have people from so many parts of the world. I met an African man who is now a businessman all over the world, and he's very much into production. Now, this man was once a little boy who dreamed of having a different life, and he faced all of his fears and he made it happen. And how many other people in the world have that story? And I want more people to share that story, because that's how we come together and that's how we make a difference and we conquer those fears. And I'm going to stop rambling now. Please take over, Nasheed.
No, 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 it's absolutely. I was listening and I was really thinking like everybody has a good stories and listening to your one is something like definitely in our time we need uh someone or some incident or maybe some reasons to push us to go beyond, right? And that's one of the thing like there is no exciting stories if we can do the same thing again and again. Yeah.
Hmm.
So back in my time when I was working in a comfort zone, right?
Yes.
And at the end of the day, when I came back home from office and others, every time everyone is happy. My kids, my wife, my father, mothers, everyone, relatives and everything. But when I sit alone and I think of myself like why I am selling ice creams. Like everyone is happy. When you sell ice creams, you can put smile. Like there is no people in the whole planet. You're giving an ice cream and they were not like they will not smile, right? So I
Yeah.
was selling ice cream. So I'll keep everyone happy. But the back of my mind, I'm not really happy about myself. Even when I was in class seven. So my first time I was on the stage talking in front of the 300 people about probably a political reason or political problem in my country.
Hmm.
And I was so prepared. I was so prepared to shine that day. And I was really expecting that I will talk 15 minutes of my time. And 300 people were listening to my speech. And
Hmm.
you know what? The last 15 minutes, I was like, what I'm going to tell. And the only thing came out from my mouth is my name is Nashid. And I was like scared like hell.
Yes.
My legs were shaking and nothing is coming out from my and 15 minutes it's something like I was expecting them to throw out tomatoes or something like that. But I was like having a seizure, right? And that period of time, when after the sessions, right, I went back to my place and I was like crying. Uh, my I couldn't stop my tears because from that point, my team lost the competition, and we
Oh.
became third with three teams, right? So you know what it happens, right? And then gradually I thought of myself, and one day I need to speak to different audience. And when I did that, and my first experience was like a company sponsoring me to speak for 30 minutes to Malaysia, right? And you know what? Even when you travel in business class or maybe in a good hotel and everything, that time I was realized like, hey, for 30 minutes, people are sponsoring me, and I can do that. I can change the world. And eventually when I finished that, the CEOs were coming to me towards me and sharing their cards and say like, hey, you did a quite good job, right? Please contact me whenever you need and feel. And I thought like, wow,
Yeah.
wow. So I was thinking that period of time, if I have a chance and I go back to my class seven and standing in the stage, right, and told to that kid, like, hey, your failure that time pushed me where I am right now,
Yeah.
something like that. And eventually, that's the thing. Like, not many people could understand, right? So they want to cherish what they're doing, and they need a push, right? And that's one of the reason, right? We thought of why not? We both have stories. People have stories. Why not we talk to the different people and who are listening to us, and feel free to share your stories so that you can be booked in our next podcast, right?
Yeah.
And what we are thinking is like we are not sticking to any particular areas. We are thinking about the globals. We are
Right.
thinking about the subject matter experts
Yeah.
who have a good stories to tell, and the episode will matches, right? And then this fear,
Mm.
it's very important to, and it's very important. You need that
Yeah.
in course of time, but you need to ignite,
Yes.
right? And a lot of people are suffering, right? And maybe that's the one we can help, and that's the one we can enable them, right?
Mm.
So what do you think? Like, um, what is the main cause of this fear, right? And why people are stuck behind and not changing themselves to go from point A to point B, or maybe they're fulfilling their passion. What is the main reason for that?
For me, it really stems from the internal stories that I believe growing up, which is I'm not good enough. It stems from my personal experiences where I learned lessons that says I'm not good enough. Not saying that that's what was taught to me, but that's what I picked up. And then knowing that now that I've learned that everyone that we talk to are looking at us, looking at our stories and ourselves through their lens. So if they're listening from not good enough, they're going to hear not good enough. But if they're listening from like, okay, I want to do something differently, they're also going to do differently. But that's like, that's what I've learned from myself. That fear of stepping into a world where I can be someone who's on stage or speak in a on to someone from a different part of the country. I never thought that I could do that. Even before we got on this call, I was heebie-jeebying. The fear is always going to be there. And when that fear shows up, I in the past would retreat. I would allow the fear to consume me and let the doubt sit in. And I would kind of like, man, that's not it. I won't be able to do that. But there's like this other part of me that when I think back about entrepreneurship, I remembered my grandparents having their own businesses. And when businesses weren't working, they would find ways to have other businesses. But for me, I think the biggest shock was coming to America. I was 13 and it was so different. I grew up on a 17 square mile island. All I knew were, what was there. Everything else was fear. You have to take a cargo boat to go to the mainland. And even on the mainland, there's the driving is different. The people are different. I also had a really scary experience when I was younger. This guy tried to kill my brother in front of me. And so those fear are like were still in me and in my body. So whenever anything felt unfamiliar, I would be stuck in fear. And my nervous system learned fear, like nothing, um, things that the stories I would tell myself that things don't work out or you have to work twice as hard and it's easier to just get a job and you're gonna collect the paycheck, that's security. So when it comes to our human being core needs, security and safety is the most important. So going from one area of my life where I didn't have control to another area in my life where I definitely did not have control to becoming an adult who now sees that I have control. That was a whole, it took a long time to get there, but I had to push myself too because when people were trying to motivate me, I felt like I wasn't good enough. So everything that they're saying is putting pressure on me. But when I look at it the lens of like they see potential in me, potential that I don't even see in myself, and I can do it differently and I can do it better. And, sitting down with that version of me and say, okay, what is your goal? What is it that you want to do? What do you want your legacy to be? What do you want to be known for? What are you here to create? Um, and then like writing that vision down and then intentionally every day following through with that was scary because I had to confront my fear of rejection and what that meant. And that for me, the fear of rejection is the biggest one. Like, I put my value in what other people think of me. So that's just me, and everybody else has a little story that, that tethers them back to that fear. I had to do a lot of work on that fear in order to go to the other side of it. And now I feel like I'm on the other side of it, but the other side of it also means like admitting, yes, I'm scared, but I'm still gonna do this. I was telling someone that the next time I go on stage and I have to talk and I get to talk in front of people, I'm just gonna be like, man, yeah, my armpits are sweating. Like I'm going to confront the fear as I'm doing it. Also last year I challenged myself. I was like, I'm going to go to more networking events. I'm going to put myself out into more areas where I don't feel like I know enough or I'm not comfortable, and I'm going to do that. 2 weeks before my very first networking event, I was panicking. I was like, oh, and I sat in it like fully, like if it was happening, and I realized like it's now up to me to teach that little girl inside of me how this is her fear. Like she's never gone in front of it. I reminded her there was a time when I had a play at school and I was very young, maybe 4 or 5, and I had the letter U. We were doing the alphabet, and my letter was U, and I had to put it up and say, U is for unity, unity is strength. And like remind her that this is how we can, this is the energy that we need. So when I was going into that networking event, I imagined that I had her next to my hand and I held her hand. I was like, I'm here with you and we are doing this and we're gonna have fun. So, just incorporating those like that fear and make it like let it be real, but also show it a different angle, show it some love and confronting it. It really is in the confronting it. But also I can't having the right people who understands that and not just saying, "Oh, you have a limiting belief. Oh, you're just afraid. Oh, you have to get over it." Just kind of like, "Yes, I know that I have to get over it. Yes, I know that this is something that I need to deal with, but having someone there that is actually like, I understand how you feel. Here are some ways that you can do it differently." Like, that true
Absolutely.
mentorship.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's one of the reason like you need to look for a circle of friend,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or friends, right?
Yeah.
So who won't talk during your absence, or maybe they can push
Yeah.
and being an age of our part, right? So you don't need to have a lot of friend, right? Maybe you can have some of the good friend who wants you to do the better from better to best, right? And what I see is like the fear of unknown. Everybody's stuck with the fear of unknown, right? And it's a very good exercise you can do, and now to the audience as well, who those who are listening. Like when you have this kind of fear, right? Take 5 minutes, 10 minutes, half an hour break, right? So I was doing a couple of mentorship to my mentees. So first thing I told them, right, all right, that the homework I'm giving it to you, like you need to go to a restaurant, order food, and eat alone.
Mm-hmm.
And they say like, no way, no way. I can't go there. Eating alone, no way. Then I gave the options. She's like, okay, go to a movie theater, watch a movie alone. And they were like, what they are going to do? Because their minds, they are not meant to do alone foods, order to a restaurant, group of people, like all the people are watching them, the fear, right? All people are watching them, how they eat, why they're alone, why not they're coming with the friends, families, wife can bring the husbands, husband can bring the wife. What? Why you and alone? Trust me, do it. And that really push you that, hey, your mind, your subconscious mind tell you like, hey, you can do it.
Yeah.
And when you have these kind of situations, step back 30 minutes, 40 minutes, stop all your activities,
Mm-hmm.
go sit in a place where you enjoy most. Listen to your favorite music. Maybe you can put the lights off, low dim lights,
Yeah.
and listen to the music. Even it's a rock metal, even
Yeah.
it's a 80s, 90s, even it's a very slow music and everything. That's will really heal you to become and reprocess your task,
Yeah.
right? And that's definitely try it out.
Mhm.
That's definitely losing your fear
Yeah.
and put your mind a signal that hey, you can do it,
Yeah.
you can do it. And thinking other people choices, that's a more tendency of what we are sharing to the community, what other people will think, what I'm going to do, how can I deliver, and something. So you need to challenge yourself, right? And the best advice I can give, like book a table, book a lunch,
Mm-hmm.
and find a place where everybody's seeing you, but at the end of the day you will find that nobody is looking at you. Everybody's
Right.
busy with their own part. But
Exactly.
our mind, subconscious mind tell like, no, you cannot do it. If you eat it like this way, they will watch it. If you can order food, they will watch it. While you are having ice cream in front of them, they will watch it. Every time they will watch it. But trust me, they are not watching. Everybody's busy their own life. They
Yeah.
don't have time. People don't have time, right? So
Yeah.
that's how you can scale yourself up and
Mm-hmm.
you can conquer the fear. Yeah, that's all. That's I think
Yeah.
you can do
No.
it.
Yeah, I think that's a great experience too, because getting comfortable with being ourselves in public. You're absolutely right. No one's thinking about us. They're busy thinking, they're busy wondering if anyone's looking at them themselves, and even if they are, so what?
Yeah, and if you can do it, trust me,
Yeah.
you will enjoy your me time a lot.
Yeah.
At the same time, you can enjoy your family time with your family as well.
Yeah.
And every time, if you sit and talk to yourself, you enjoy the both 100%.
Yeah. And there's also when it comes to our emotions, fear, for example, there emotions only last about 90 seconds in our body. And we need to like doing that, what you're saying, taking a break, even if it's 5 minutes or an hour, of just like say being present with it. I am feeling fear. I am feeling fear because, and naming it and allowing it to pass through our nervous system really does help magnificently, because there's there's so much about scarcity mindset that comes up in our upbringing. It's what we learned, it's what we watched, it's what we saw, it's when we felt neglected, it's our environment, it's in the environment we grew up in. There's a lot of this is generational. A lot of it is, our families before us were taught how to just to survive. You have to do this in order to do that. And we both come from like an Indian background. We know achievement has always been the cornerstone for success, right? So it's like if I'm not achieving at the rate that I should be, then I'm a failure. And then that can also infest the mind and we just stay stuck. We just stay
Yeah,
in that
you
scarcity.
need to study to become the first in your class.
Yes.
And every time you came back home, your parents will ask like how much you achieve.
What did you learn today?
What do you learn today? And did you finish all the task?
Yes.
Y- You didn't answer one question. Why?
Yes. It's like I had to break down.
But you finished the 99 questions, right? You don't have any appreciations, right?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
And
definitely.
especially in those young ages, I'm guilty of this myself. And I don't say this from shame, but I say it from accountability. I put a lot of pressure on my children to learn instead of seeing what it would like. I expect them to be adults at a very young age and understand math at a young age, like, how to their brains were just developing, and I put that pressure on them to do the best and always get the A's and and it costs them. That's also where that scarcity mindset comes in because if they do it wrong, they get a harsh words, they get a look, they may even get, disciplined. So and that's just a portion of my life and my experience. We are so many people on this planet who have so many different experiences and that shape them, and I want to hear from them. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. So let's next time we will bring many guests, right?
Mhm.
And to listen to them,
Yeah.
right? And that's how we blend and learn together, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And then we can spread their words to the people, right? Who are
Mhm.
stuck behind,
Yeah.
having fear for unknown, right? Fear
Mhm.
for achieving one.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Well,
Yeah.
I'm very thankful that we are able to do another episode. This is so exciting. Um,
Mhm.
I will have our for our guests, again, you can reach me at lazina.com. You can schedule a complimentary call. My calendar is on there and my availability. I do have LinkedIn as well. But all of my socials are just Lazina Hodge, and I'm pretty easy to find. So if you want to make your relationships better with your family members or your friends and your loved ones, or your relationship with money, I got you.
Absolutely, absolutely. And to reach me, reach out to me, right? So I have my LinkedIn. So it's Nashid Ali, right? So I still don't have the websites, but it's still processing, right? So yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I'll bring up with that. And all my social medias are on nashidalizen.com, right? So and if you're stuck with your life, if you're stuck with your job, your family, and if you want to go from better to best, all right. And if you
Mhm.
are if you want to achieve the high goals from the comfort zone to the place you want to be, maybe I can help you to enable that. And based my experience and based our experience coming together, right? So I come from the tech to business to life coach areas while I help the entrepreneurs, early stage businesses, the people who are stuck in their life, right? The what this is what about the life coaching is all about, and bringing my experience to Lezena's one with the financial, the relationship, definitely. I definitely believe that two brain is better than one, and we can definitely help you to enable that. And stay tuned to our next episode.
Yeah.
And we don't want to reveal that, right? The next topic. No way, no way. Keep
Um,
it
I
surprise.
think maybe it might. No, let's wait until the next time.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I mean, our goal is we want you to become the hero of your own transformation. We've done it, and it's not an easy road, but it can be, and it can be fun, and that's what we're here for.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, definitely. And if you can do it, why can't you? Right.
yeah.
So yeah. So that's why we are inviting to you.
Mhm.
And feel free to put your feedbacks, comments, and how you want this podcast to be in the next episode is all about. We have pile of episodes coming up. And definitely, yeah, looking forward.
All
Looking
right.
forward.
We'll see you soon.